Welcome to this lunch seminar. I'm not having lunch right now, I'm having coffee, but I wanted to thank you for coming today. I am going to be talking about the RPR and the enhancements that were made by the National Association of Realtors to RPR in 2019. I am assuming that all of you know how to log into and use RPR. Please put in the chat who you are, and if you are, or if you have used RPR, if you know how to get into it, because this is enhancements. This is assuming that you already know how to use it. But if you do not know how to use it, we can help you individually to be able to get into it and use the tools available with it. RPR is probably one of the best investments. It is one of the absolute best member benefits that we have as realtors. And it is included in our membership. So if you paid your realtor dues in January or all the way up until last week, you have access to it. And I'll tell you, it is the best. It's probably one of the best sources we have for doing research and doing great presentations for our clients. Okay, so the enhancements that were made to RPR are, what I did was I included in files the list of the 5 enhancements that were made to RPR, and that is what I am going to be covering today. So feel free to refer to that so that I can stay on track. So I see that George, Vincent, Mary, and Kathy all use RPR, and I really think that if you agree with me, it is a fantastic, fantastic program. So let's talk first about the first change that was made. So I am going to actually share my screen, and I am going to go to RPR, and I am going to show you directly from RPR what we're talking about today. So we get to RPR, and as you all know, our company already has a logo on there. This is the home screen. Then you have results, details, reports. You are able, I am in the residential side of it, and then you can easily click on commercial, and you will notice that it goes to red, which means that you are in the commercial area. Okay, so I'm going to go back to residential and talk about the updates that were made. See, the thing is, this program was created for us so that we can be the solution for our clients' needs. We can offer a lot of real research information about the census, demographics, zip codes. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you, when you click on all properties, you can see that you can type in there an address, a city, a zip code, a county, township, and if you do have an MLS number for a property, you can actually type it in there. So let's talk about some of the things that have been changed. Let's say that I want to search a zip code. If I start typing the zip code, one of the things that has been done is that the search has become very smart, and it starts identifying before you continue typing what it is that you are looking for. If it is not what you want, you can always erase it and go back. Let's say you want to go to the city of Clifton. So I start typing Clifton, it starts giving me every Clifton that is in existence in the entire country, including the zip code. If that is not what I want, because there might be too many, I can say Clifton, New Jersey. So now when I go to Clifton, New Jersey, and I click on the search, it brings me to the map. of the city of Clifton, New Jersey. Now, being here, this tells me, the search results for Clifton, New Jersey tells me on the left side column that there are 24,506 properties in Clifton, New Jersey. This includes the parcels, the number of parcels that are available in that community. Now, I do have some filters that I've applied on here. So I can actually clear all the filters if I want, or I can apply some specific filters. Let's say that I want to apply only distressed properties, and I apply that filter. It's going to show me, let me go back up, all of the properties that are distressed, whether they are on market or off market in the city of Clifton. So as you can see, this is a resource that can help us do a lot of research in order to try to help ourselves in our business, but also to help our clients. Another thing that has been updated is the point of interest interlays into the mapping system, and you can see on the left side over here, you can see the difference between single family condominiums and multifamilies. If we were to zoom in a little bit, you can actually start seeing how the train stations, the bus stations, and the different types of properties. Notice the little house is a residential property, but the bigger one is a commercial property or a larger multifamily property. Let me go back and let's, I want to talk a little bit about these point of interests things on this side over here. On the right side of the map, you have gray, road, aerial, overhead, and point of interests. On the point of interest, this can actually show us if there are any banks, daycare, schools, fire and police department, gas stations, groceries, hospitals, hotels, libraries. I'm going to put the libraries here. I'm going to put the parks. So it can start including all of those points of interest that have been interlaid within the map. So there's a lot of information that you can get. For transportation, you can get, the buses, the trains, retirement facilities, shopping services, post offices. So when you're doing research in a specific community, you can actually really use this to get to know that area in that community a lot. Okay, I'm going to hide all of these because I just wanted to show you how those points of interest are included in here. Let me just go in real quick and take a look at what those dots really mean. You see these here on Van Houten Avenue? This is one of those points of interests that I included. So this is commercial banking. This is one of the banks that is available. And across the street, there's another bank. Down here on Van Houten Avenue, commercial banking. This is according to the information that we have. This, because I also had put transportation. Okay, there's a taxi service that is on here on Sargent Avenue and Machias. When we start using these points of interest interlaid with our research, it can really give us a lot more information than the average real estate agent knows how to even get to. Okay, I'm going to go back to the points of interest and I'm going to remove them because that is going to be more than I can handle in thing. You can just click on, click off, and those are the ones that I chose before. I can always go back in and change those. Another thing that has been changed is when you go to heat maps, the flood zones have been updated according to the FEMA changes that were made in 2018. So if I click on flood zones here, still in the city of Clifton, this is going to tell me, I'm gonna make this map fit a little bit better into my screen. Okay, so these are anything that is in pink and purple is a flood zone. And you would think, oh, Clifton doesn't have a flood zone. Well, there are some areas in Clifton that do have that. So here you can see anything that is close to this pink area probably requires flood insurance. The rivers are usually in purple, you know, where it actually is a river or a stream that is pretty sizable. You will see that it is in purple. I hope you can see that, the difference between the purple and the pink. So these have been updated. They were updated in 2019 according to the flood maps from FEMA, which is great help because the FEMA maps had not been updated in many years, and finally they updated most of them. Not in every community, but for most of us, they are updated as of 2018. So this is how you can use the flood zones to do better research for your clients. Another thing that was updated is the schools, elementary, middle schools, and high schools, and the boundaries. And what the NAR did was they went into a partnership with niche.com in order to get school ratings and reviews for the schools. I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna remove the flood zones, and I'm gonna go into the points of interest. I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna remove I'm gonna remove the banks, and I want to go to just want to eliminate all of these. Okay. All right. So now I can hide this. Okay. I just wanted to, I don't want to have that for later, because then I'll get all confused. I'm like, why are all these things coming up? All right. So whenever you are doing any research in RPR, let's say we choose this house right here, okay? And let's say that we want more details. Like I said before, the school ratings and reviews are important for us. This house actually was recently sold, and it was distressed. It was owned by a bank, and it was recently sold. As you can see, the RVM, according to RPR, or the Realtors valuation model, said that it was worth $316,490, and it actually sold for $301 on February 27th. So that is pretty cool, pretty accurate. But let me go to the right-hand side. You see the historical records. This is not, I'm not going to teach you everything about RPR, but I do want to show you how the schools information has been updated. And here on the right-hand side, we have the schools nearby, and we have school number 9, which is K-5, the Oakview School, Spring Garden School, and St. Thomas at the Apostle, and then Clifton School number 14. This also shows us the next 5 if you want more. Now, these schools are not all necessarily in Clifton, but because the borders of Clifton and, you know, Clifton is right next to Bloomfield, is right next to Passaic, so it may actually give you some schools that are nearby, within a 1 to 2 mile radius, even if it's not in the same school. That's why it's very important. See, Allwood, the Allwood section of Clifton here ends, and on the other side of Route 3, you're actually in Bloomfield. So the Oakview Elementary School belongs to Bloomfields, not Clifton, okay? And then there might be another one that you see for Passaic, which is very close, but is not in Clifton. So it's important for us to know the difference and do the research correctly, because it's going to give you everything that is close by. You can see St. Clair Elementary School. Let me go back to the previous ones. Clifton School number 5. So here it tells you the ratings for the school, where it shows you in the map where it is located. It shows you it's on Brighton Road, which is right down the street from that house that I just showed you, that I picked up. And it shows you what the facts are, the enrollment, the student to teacher ratio, academic grades, the teacher grades, and it puts it next to the entire Clifton Public School system. So those are things that have been updated last year that may be very helpful for us. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is opportunity zones. I'm not sure if you guys have ever done anything with opportunity zones. Opportunity zones, just find my qualified opportunity zones are designated census tracts that are located in cities throughout the country, throughout the United States. They were created to revitalize economically distressed communities using private investments rather than taxpayer dollars. In order to stimulate private participation, taxpayers who invest in opportunity zones are eligible to benefit from capital gains tax incentives. I'm going to show you how in NAR you can simply type in qualified opportunity zones and learn more about this topic. That is the trend. This is what most investors are looking for. They're constantly looking for ways to invest money and get great tax incentives from the government. So you as a real estate professional should be informed as to what are those opportunity zones in the communities where those investors want to go. So investors can defer paying capital gains until December of 2026 and can reduce their tax liability between 10 to 15%, depending on the amount of years that they hold the property. They also don't pay capital gains on the increased value of opportunity zone investments that are held for at least 10 years. So that is I just gave you in 30 seconds, the definition of qualified opportunity zones. But it is our responsibility to become informed and find out all we can about how opportunity zones can help those investors or those people who want to invest in real estate in our communities. So let's go into opportunity zones. I want to show you some examples, okay? So if we go to areas that are distressed, this is for investors who want to revitalize a community. So let's go into a town like Newark, okay? Newark, New Jersey. And from there, I am going to open up and show you how the opportunity zones can be a great opportunity for us. So this is the map of Newark, New Jersey, which is very close to all of us. Now let's go over to show geographies. Right above the map, we see draw a shape, use the map pin, use a custom area. I want to direct you to show geographies. And in geographies, you can actually see the census tracts, you can see opportunity zones, zip codes. This can actually give you a lot of information. But for now, I'm going to show you opportunity zones within Newark. Not every area has opportunity zones, which is why I went to Newark, okay? Even the city of Newark is not all in opportunity zones. I'm going to move my map over here and show you how we were in Clifton, and the city of Clifton is like this. There actually are a couple of opportunity zones in Clifton, but they're not as many as in Newark. There are some in Patterson, there's some Heldon, there's Garfield, there's Lodi, there are some in Hackensack, in Englewood. Notice Teaneck doesn't have any. Notice Totowa, there's nothing there. Fairfield doesn't have anything. If we go west a little bit, there's nothing, right? You can see the more wealthier areas do not have anything. We go down to Plainfield, and there are some areas classified as opportunity zones, okay? So this is just a very quick overview of opportunity zones in the state of New Jersey, right here. But we do have some that are available to us, okay, that where we can actually help investors. How many people do you think know about how to find opportunities like this for investors? Okay, that, you know, is not that many people, because as an instructor, I teach this class and I ask people, they're like, I had no idea there were what opportunity zones are. So that's why I'm giving you the reference to go to NAR, learn about it, and see where you can find the people that need this information. Anyone who wants to invest money, save on taxes, and not pay capital gains taxes, who would that be? That would be every investor I know, okay? So can you help those investors make the best of their money? All right, so let me go back to opportunity zones. So let's go to one, let's say that in here. Newark has many different areas, some that are better than others, some that are very attractive. I'm actually working with an investor right now who is looking in Newark and wants to find a property within by University Heights, close to an area where there is easy transportation, where there are hospitals, the teaching hospitals, or anything that would be of interest to him. So I am going to show you how very quickly to choose an area. So let's say here, my client is looking around here. He told me he wanted something around University Heights, and it's an investor. So let's see, I'm gonna click on this area right here. Notice that it turned purple, okay? I can also compare and use two different opportunity zones. So here, instead of looking all over Newark like a crazy person, I can choose 2 or 3, or if I want to work more, I can choose 4, okay, opportunity zones to find property for my client. But because I'm too busy and I really don't want to work more than I have to, I am going to only choose one area and focus more on that area. Okay, so let's go in there and click on that area. And I am going to, oops, I chose it and then I unchose it. Okay, so in this particular area, I'm gonna go down a little bit and I'm gonna show you that there are 44,668 properties. Do I really want to work with 44,668 properties in the city of Newark? No, I don't think so. Okay, so when I choose this particular area, I am going to go to, I can look estimated home values in this particular area. I can see if there's any changes in the last 12 months. Estimated value per square foot, concentration of distressed properties, average sales price, average listing price, pending sales concentration, listing price versus sales price, housing density, year built, and flood zones. Okay, so these are some of the heat maps that I can use in order to determine what I want to do. But I want to search. I don't want to be looking like a crazy person at 44,668 properties for my client. So I choose an opportunity zone and I tell my system to search in this geography. Notice what happens to my numbers. From 44,668 properties, notice what happens here. Now I am focusing my attention on 662 properties. These are individual parcels of property in this particular area, which I have identified as an opportunity zone. Okay, that may be a lot of properties too for me. Do I really want to do that? Do I want to go crazy? Looking at or doing research in 662 properties. My client did say that he wanted to be close to, and you can see here, University Heights Charter School, Rutgers Biomedical and Health Services Sciences, Rutgers School of Dental Medicine, and the Science Park High School. He said the closer, the better. So what I am going to do is I am going to create a smaller area where I can focus my attention. I can go up here and draw a shape. I can draw a polygon and create, I'm gonna go create a polygon. And what I'm doing is I'm choosing the specific area that I want to focus my attention on. And I'm going to search in this area only. So now from 662 properties, I am now with 250 properties. That is a little bit more manageable for me. And it is closer to the area my client wants. So now I can take a look at what is available, okay? There are properties, and I'm just going down to show you that there are properties that these 250 properties are off market, okay? And there may be other properties that I want to compare. This one recently sold on South 8th Street for $400,000. And if I see the AVM, okay, that the system is giving me, they're pretty close to that price range, okay. And this is a residential neighborhood. That's what he wants. He wants to invest in residential property. Commercial is a possibility, but he prefers residential that are good rentals for people. He wants to promote to people who work in these particular areas. Okay, so you can see how using this can really benefit a real estate agent. So all of these properties that are off market, I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is NAR updated or created mailing labels. So I'm going to show you how from these 250 properties, if I want to mail a postcard or some kind of letter saying I'm looking for an investor paying cash. If you're interested in or thinking about selling your property in the near future, please contact me immediately. My client is looking to purchase property in this particular neighborhood. Okay, so what I can do is I have my area, 250 properties. I can click right here on the top where it says mailing labels. And the mailing labels, there are two ways that it can be done. It can be printed directly as a PDF onto Avery labels, or it doesn't have to be Avery, but it can be the same format as Avery. So whether you buy your labels at Staples or Office Max, or you buy them, named Avery, you can use those. So you can choose the format of the labels you want and print them directly on there, or you can also print them or download them as a CSV file, which is comma separated value. So before we move forward, I want to show you something here. Notice this little box over here on the right hand side. As a member service to us realtors, we have on a monthly basis the ability to export up to 2,000 labels per month. So what happens is that if you have more, there is a fee. But 2,000, and it doesn't have to be the same ones. It could be different ones every month. But we can export for free up to 2,000 labels. So it says here that this month I have not exported anything. And the reason is that, well, I was away on vacation. I came back and there's coronavirus. I haven't really done anything. So I still have my 2,000 remaining. And the records that are included, notice that it was, I went to 250 records. But the reason this is different is because there are 189 records to export. And the reason is that, let's go here, okay? So I can choose where it goes to the specific property, or I can choose my mailing to go to the tax billing. Notice the records to export changed. And the reason is that if there is more than one property that a single taxpayer owns, there's only going to be one printing that goes to them. So if the same owner owns 2 or 3 properties on the same neighborhood, they're only going to get one mailing. Okay, so that eliminates the duplicates. I can also choose how I want. So if it goes to property, it's going to go to 189 homes. If it goes to homeowner or taxpayer, the person who pays the tax bill for that property is going to go to 174 individual people. Okay. Notice here I can choose how the label is addressed, either owner name. So I know this property here, 162 South 7 LLC, the homeowner does not live in Newark. They live in Union. Okay, so if I want it to be addressed as the owner's name and or current resident, or only current residents. I like owner's name better because if they still own the property, then it really is not going to go to a resident. You can also create a custom name. A custom name would be, for example, you could choose, Newark homeowner. Okay, and that is what would happen. You can call it Newark homeowner. So if you are targeting a particular neighborhood, let's say in a specific neighborhood, you can name that, and then that's what it would come out to. I still like the owner name better because it goes to the specific owner. There's another filter we can use, which here is going to all, and then, or you can choose owner. Look what happens when I put owner occupied. Now I have 103 because some of those properties were owned by LLCs and they were investment properties that were owned by somebody who lived somewhere else. So, or I can choose absentee owners. There's 71 absentee owners, and there are 103 owner-occupied properties. Then remember, these are all multifamily properties, investment properties. So you can see how there are a lot of investment properties in this particular area. I'm going to just choose all. Okay. Another thing that we have here is you can exclude properties that are listed. Look at what happens to my numbers. If the property is listed, there were 4 in that neighborhood that were listed. That's why my number changed. You can delete those. You can just take those out. Okay. And then if you want, notice that this is here is marked, which is exclude properties on the do not mail list. We all are familiar with the do not call list, which is a federal law that does not allow calling or faxing or anything like that to the to phone numbers. However, the properties on the do not mail list, this is a courtesy request that has been made, and we want to give that. NAR encourages us to follow any courtesies that have been requested. That's why you have the 170. If I were to take it out, it's still the same. So nobody in this particular neighborhood has requested to be on the do not mail list. Okay. Also, I have here exclude properties with incomplete addresses. I'm going to see what happens if we take that one off. See, so if a property has an incomplete address, you're going to end up sending mail to places where they may not get it. So by excluding properties with an incomplete addresses, it goes from 181 properties to 170. So I do prefer, to keep it so that it's more accurate. I'd rather get in contact with less people that are real rather than having my mailing go, somewhere else or get lost. Okay, notice on the bottom here, it says RPR partner, and this is for premium mailing labels. If you need more than 2,000 labels or downloads per month, you are able to go to and become a member of Black Knight. When you click here, you are leaving RPR and going to Black Knight website. As you can see, I'm not gonna actually do it, but I'm gonna go there just to show you. They are a public records partner of RPR, and by subscription, you can get mortgage and loan information, demographics on specific areas, and distress attributes. And because we are members of NAR, we get a 30% discount on the distribution that goes through their system. Okay, so if you need more than 2,000 mailings a month or downloads, you can become a member and make sure you get your 30% discount. I don't usually do more than 2,000. That's why I have not become a member. I'm not interested. If I was working full-time as an agent, I probably would do more, but I'm not right now. And what I'm doing is fine. And so I just wanted to show you how that works. I'm going to cancel here, and I want to go back to the class and see, does anybody have any questions at all about what I have shown you? Please type in the chat if you have any questions that I can answer for you about how to use the RPR, the labels, and how to find opportunity zones for your investors. Anybody have any questions? I hope I didn't put you all to sleep. Nope, I don't see any questions. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing, and that is, can the labels be uploaded into the Prime CMA, the Prime Agent? Or we have Prime Agent, which is where you would be able to upload if you do the download in the form of a CSV file. And I am sure that you would not be able to ask me how to do it, but I know that Bridget would be happy to help you upload a CSV file into Prime Agent so that you can stay in contact with people and maybe even continue to use those people's information without having to download the labels again. But I wouldn't know how to do it. Every time I do any uploads like that, I need help. So you would be able to upload to Prime Agent. As long as you're not doing it in paper. Okay, when you actually download them in the Avery paper, you're actually downloading to the printer. So it is better if you download them into the CSV file, and then you'll be able to upload them or print them in a different way.
Yes, a CSV file is preferable for Prime Agent, and that goes for anything that you are extracting a list from, whether it's RPR and MLS, wherever it's coming from. Please use a CSV, not CVS, we're not going to the drugstore, a CSV file. And of course, there are rules and regulations with your CSV file as well, but that is for another day, another time inside of Prime Agent. There are videos on Prime Agent on how to do this. And you can use the chat box within Prime Agent to contact International. They have a dedicated team over there that can also help you. I can help you as well. But yes, if you are downloading something to put into your Prime Agent CRM, it must be a CSV file.
All right, so the last thing I want to talk to you about is, are any of you working with any investors? Any investors in your portfolio of clients? If you provide really valuable service to investors, they will stick with you, because this is not something that everybody, look, out of 300 agents we have in this company, we have 6 people in this class learning about opportunity zones. It's unfortunate that, you know, we have 1,300,000 salespeople or agents that are members of the National Association of Realtors. And NAR talks about that less than 1% of our membership, have actually learned how to work with the opportunity zones and this information. That's why, you know, they encourage all of us instructors to provide all of this information within our offices to try to get you to be well trained. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to sharing my screen with you, and I'm going to show you how to go and work with an investor in the commercial area. Okay, so on here you also can save this. If I want to, in the show geographies over here, where I didn't do it before, but I would have to save this so I don't have to do it again the next time. Okay, after I drew my shape, I could save this and then have it available for myself for later. If I do end up getting one of these people, let's say this one here, this one happens to call me and says, Diane, I'm interested in selling my property. I noticed that, you know, I received a postcard from you and I can actually use this here. See, this one was purchased January 3rd of 2007, according to public records. They may think that they want to sell it at this point, but this is where you can actually use this. See, the mailing address for this person is in Belleville. This is one of those investors who lives somewhere else, but owns this property in Newark. That's pretty nice too. So I could gather the information about the property because from public records, it doesn't have that much information. I can look at the MLS. I would definitely, if it's sold in 2007, I would look in the multiple listing services to see if there's any information about when this person purchased it. It is a very good possibility that this was a brand new house when he purchased it. 2005. See, it was built in 2005. He bought it in 2007. So if it was listed in the MLS, there is a good possibility that I can see some information about it. And then this shows how the value of the property has changed over time. The yellow is this house. So he must have bought it in 2007. Over 450. Ooh, probably 500,000. So, but he's the mortgage information may also be found in here. So there's a lot more research that I can do in order to do the CMA. And then if I decide that I want to do the CMA from here, I always do the CMA in two different ways. And when we actually teach you how to do the CMA, I'm going to use the different resources, which includes RPR and the MLS. I use two MLSs depending on where the property is located. I may use the New Jersey MLS and the Garden State MLS. And then if there's a property that is very similar or comparable that is not included, I can always add it to my RPR and create my report from here. But that is a class for another day. And I will definitely, I promise you, I'm going to do one where I'm actually going to do an actual live CMA for you. Okay, so let me go back to commercial. I'm going to go to commercial, and I want to show you how you can perform an in-depth analysis of a property. RPR or NAR became entered into two partnerships in 2019. One of them is Crexi, and the other one was Brevitas. And for not everybody does commercial, but if you do have the opportunity to do any type of commercial real estate, there's a lot of information that has been updated in RPR for us. So when you are here in the home, you can search for properties and listings here. You can perform an in-depth analysis here, or try a thematic maps here. I'm going to go to talk first about the commercial platforms that NAR actually became partners with. I'm going to show you how I'm going to go do a search over here. And I am going to do a Irvine, California. This is one of the areas that they were talking about, and they wanted us to show you how in the in our area there aren't that many. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I don't like doing things in other states. Why not just go to Newark? Newark, New Jersey. Okay. In Newark, New Jersey, we have, again, the map that shows the particular boundaries. And we, on the left side, you can actually see the difference in the little pictures, if it's commercial, office, retail, land, or industrial. We can use our heat maps, and if the property is for sale, it shows up in blue. There are, according to this, in the city of Newark, there are 131 properties that are shown for sale right now in the commercial website. And you can see when they became active. For example, this one here on 100 South Street in Newark for $5,050,000. It became active February 29th. Well, the one on Blanchard is from August 22nd. So you can see when it became active. And on the right-hand side, you can see the statistics and for that particular area. In Newark, the population, it shows you the change in population for the town, for the county, and for the state of New Jersey. Median age, female-male ratio, married, unmarried, and adults, household size, average household income, average disposable income. And you can actually get more information about this particular trade area. So in this particular area, you can also do a lot of research for your clients. Where the property came from, or I'm going to click on Hecker right here. When you click on a particular property, you will see the information. You can see the company that it is listed through. You can see all the pictures that the agent has uploaded. That's a big property. And then you can see the information about the details of the property, the tax information. You can see schools nearby, like I showed you before, that has been updated. I'm going to click on more about this trade area. So this is where you can actually use the resources in RPR to create a really, really good report for an investor. If you're working with an investor, or if you want to start learning how to do commercial real estate, this is a great resource where you can start, learning and playing around, looking at properties, how things are laid out, so that when you do get the opportunity to work with someone, you already are familiar with that particular, that particular area, or the specific details of what buyers or investors are looking for in that particular area. Okay, I'm gonna go back to where I was before. Okay. This shows that this is in the multiple listing service, and this number is actually a Hudson County MLS number. Okay, let me go back and you can also look at properties that have closed. But most of the times you can actually see, the details of the particular property. Trying to find one that is, okay, notice on the right-hand side over here, historical records for this property, and it says Crexy, okay? Because of the partnership with Crexy and Brevitas, we actually are able to do more research, detailed research about properties in that particular, those two specific areas. So this one here has the public record and it has the CREXI record. And you can actually get more details. If you go to Brevitas, and it depends on where the record came through, because there are commercial real estate agents that do not put the properties on MLS. But even if it's not on MLS, but they use Brevitas or CREXI, it will still be downloaded to RPR, and we will be able to see the information for those particular properties in the areas that we're looking at. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? The last thing I want to show you is, I don't know if you have had a chance to see the commercial that was created. This was in conjunction with RPR and NAR, and this came out in the on TV for a while in 2019, and it continues in 2020. Just gonna play you the commercial. It's real cute.
Hey, Diana, there's no sound on this video. It may not work when you're sharing your screen like that. It may only work if you put it in the program.
I can hear it from here.
We would love to hear it, but unfortunately, there's just no sound coming on our end.
All right. So the video is basically saying that as a realtor, we are all about relationships and having the tools available that we have, having RPR on our in our pocket, basically on our phone, can give us access to any information that we can provide at a moment's notice. If you all use RPR Mobile, you can see what is available in that particular area where you are located. And if there's a new property that comes on the market, you can see it in real life time, and you can contact the agent and make an appointment, and that may just be the property you were looking for. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about how to use RPR for your business, make sure you reach out to me. You know how to reach me. And if you have any other comments or any other information you are interested in, let us know. We are creating, Bridget, is the April calendar ready?
Yes, it went out yesterday.
Okay, so take a look at some of the new training programs that we have available coming in April. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you. Bye.